Alright, coming into the home stretch here, I want to go over all the remaining layer options. We've covered almost everything, but I wanted to go over it all in one place. Make sure that we've covered everything here. So first, let's cover some of the options for the window itself. So if you click on this little 3-line menu here, you'll get all the options that you also get when you right-click on a layer. I really only use raster layers personally, but you can create folders here, which is not something we've really done. So for example, if I wanted to put all of my rendering in one folder, I can click on this layer. I can either hold down Control and click all of them, or I can just hold down Shift and click on the bottom one. Right click and create folder and insert layer. Now the default behavior is kind of odd. It's going to make the folder mode normal. And you can see it's really kind of screwed up the way that our drawing looks. So if you go up to normal and click through, what that means is it will make sure that all the individual layer modes will come through, basically. I don't know why it doesn't do this by default, but that's what it does. So folders can help to kind of shorten this stack. You can also ungroup layer folders. So I've got this folder selected. I can ungroup and it will spit them all back out. A lot of these we've already seen on the right-click menu. There's also a thumbnail size. You can adjust the size, how big the actual thumbnail itself is. If you have a ton of layers and you want to make sure that you can see them all at one time, that is a possibility. Don't know if I don't like that better. Maybe I'll leave it that way. And then you have, we'll go through all these buttons here. So on the top left, you have color coding. So let's say, for example, I want all of my rendering layers to have a certain color. That's what that does. It just sets it to a different color. Or you can actually set your own custom color. If I was a photo editor and used 100 layers, maybe that's something that would interest me, but really doesn't for me. Next, you have the layer blending modes. There are lots and lots of resources available for how all these modes work. I don't think there's anything better than going in and playing around with them yourself. But all the modes that I use regularly, you guys have already seen in this course. Next, you have the opacity slider. And what's cool about this, you can actually adjust multiple layers at one time. Like I've still got all of these selected from before. Not something I want to do, but it basically just sets the opacity of the layer. How much of that layer actually comes through, how much of it is visible. Pretty self-explanatory. The clip to layer below, we've already talked about. That creates a clipping mask. We use that on the color holds. If you unclick that on a layer that has a clipping mask, you can see what that does. Reference layer, we've talked about extensively. This toggles that off and on. This one is set as draft layer. Now this is not something that I really use personally. Make a new layer and set this to draft mode right here, set as draft layer. And I'm just going to draw this. Now, let's say this was a sketch. Okay, let's say I had a sketch in this drawing that I wasn't going to actually want to show up in my final product. If you use a lot of draft layers, they can be useful because when you actually go to export a file, so if I go to like export a JPEG of this, I want to make sure I show you the output on this. So I'm going to check this box. Click OK. You'll notice that the draft layer is not showing up. You can have as many draft layers as you want. Most people would use this, I would say, for sketching or, maybe some perspective lines or something. But they're just a way to have a layer that's not going to show up in the final product. That way you can turn them off and on without having to worry about them showing up there. Lock layer does exactly what it sounds like it does. It locks the layer and you can't do anything with it unless it's unlocked. Lock transparent pixels. This sort of acts like a clipping mask without the mask part. So if I make a new layer, now by default, of course, I can pick another layer and paint on this, right? But if I click this lock transparent pixels option, looks like a checkerboard with a lock on it, it will only let me paint on pixels that exist on that layer. So this is also a quick way to stay in the line sometimes without using selections. I'm not using any selection here, nothing is selected, but I can't color outside of that layer because the transparency is locked. Here you can enable and disable a mask. I don't really have a ton of mask on this one. I do on this top layer though. So I can disable that, it'll turn that off. Show the mask area, will show it in like a deep purple color. Again, not something I really use that much. There's also a change layer color. Now this one's a little bit different. But let's say, for example, that I wanted to make sure that I could tell the difference between, say, two different ink layers. Well, if I just hit this inks layer, let me unlock it, and hit change layer color, it will temporarily change all of that to this blue by default. You can go in and change that color any way you want. It doesn't actually change the underlying layer. It's still black under here, but it's temporarily made it blue. I don't really use this very much, but that is what that button does. You can turn it off and on. And it creates this little shape down here. Next, we've got the show layer in 2 panes. So if we have a whole bunch of layers, and show layer in 2 panes will split this. Now it appears at the bottom, I think, by default, but if I drag this up, we're basically looking at 2 different versions of our layers now. We didn't duplicate them, these are just views. So let's say that I'm working at the bottom and I'm using my colors and flats often, but I also need to get to something at the top. It's just a way to have both of those open at the same time. New raster layer we've used several times. This is just Shift, Control, or Command the letter N, or you can click this layer to make a new layer. Next is vector layers, which I don't do anything with personally, but if you're into using vectors, you have to use vector layers. Layer folder, again, you can just make a folder and move that wherever you want. You can select layers and put them in the folder. Remember, you'll probably have to set it to through if you want it to work right. Transfer to lower layer. So if I hit transfer, watch the little symbols down here. I'll zoom up in the edit. It just literally moves the content down 1 layer. But if we click on combine to layer, it blends those 2 layers together. Pretty useful. So we've got the mask button. I've already talked about this one, but this will let you create a new layer mask, and then right next to it, it will merge that mask back in. So this button creates the mask. If I've used it, I'm done with it, I can click this apply mask to layer, and the mask basically disappears. I don't know why you'd want to do this, but it is an option. And then finally, you've got the trash can. I've got mine set to ask, are you sure you want to do this? Those are all of the options on the layer window. Let's move on.